If changing your life were really about motivation, you would have done it by now. So why does life keep repeating itself even when you want more? Because transformation doesn't start with action. It starts with the thoughts you repeat every day, often without realizing they're there. Most people believe they choose their decisions, but psychology shows something different. Your thoughts choose first. Your life follows. The surprising part is this: you don't need better thoughts. You need awareness of the ones already running. The mind is always rehearsing something. Old fears, old expectations, old identities, and whatever it rehearses, it builds. This is why change feels hard. You try to move forward, but your thoughts keep pulling you back to what's familiar. Here's what almost no one is taught. The moment you interrupt a thought pattern, you interrupt the future it was creating. Not through force, not through positivity, but through mastery. Mastery of attention. Mastery of inner dialogue. Mastery of what you believe is possible. When your thoughts change, your emotions shift. When emotions shift, your behavior follows. And when behavior changes, your entire life rearranges itself. This is life transformation psychology, not motivation, not discipline, but understanding how your mind creates reality and learning how to guide it on purpose. Stay with this. What you're about to hear can change the direction of your life from the inside out. Chapter 1. The Thought Empire. Whoever controls your mind controls your life. You don't need more motivation. You need more authority over your own mind, because here's the brutal truth. Your life is the echo of your most repeated thoughts, not your occasional thoughts, not your inspired thoughts once a month. Your repeated thoughts. The ones you whisper to yourself when nobody is watching. The ones that show up under stress, after failure, in rejection, in exhaustion, and in silence. You are living inside a thought empire, and right now either you rule it or it rules you. Most people are not living intentionally. They're living reactively, like a phone buzzing nonstop. Someone's opinion, bad news, an old memory, fear, comparison, self-doubt. And then they call that chaos life. That's not life. That's mental slavery. This is where you take the throne back. We're building the psychological foundation for real transformation. How thoughts work, how identity loops form, and how to interrupt the patterns that have kept you stuck. Thoughts are not facts, they are proposals. A thought is just a sentence your brain generates. Your brain produces thoughts the way lungs produce breath, constantly. Some are useful, some are nonsense, some are leftovers from childhood, some are fear wearing a mask. The mistake is treating every thought like a command. I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. They're judging me. I can't change. Those aren't facts. They're mental weather. And you've been building your future around storms you could have noticed and let pass. A transformed person doesn't stop having negative thoughts. They stop obeying them. Your mind runs on loops. Something happens. Your brain tells a story about it. That story creates a feeling. The feeling drives behavior. The behavior creates a result. And the brain says, see, I was right. Most people try to change behavior and fail because the story stays the same. You don't need a new routine. You need a new operating system. Identity is powerful, but it can also be a prison. If you keep saying, I'm lazy, your brain will protect that label. The brain loves consistency more than happiness. Think of identity like a thermostat. You can heat the room with motivation, but the thermostat pulls it back to what feels normal. If your identity says, I'm inconsistent, then consistency feels unsafe. So your mind drags you back. Transformation requires identity upgrades, not habit hacks. Your brain's job is survival, not greatness. It prefers comfort over growth, familiar suffering over unfamiliar success, short-term relief over long-term fulfillment. So when you change, doubt and resistance show up. That's not failure, that's the survival program being challenged. Inside you are three voices. One narrates your life, one criticizes you, one commands you. Most people are led by the critic and soothed by the narrator. Transformed people build the commander. The commander is calm, consistent, unemotional. It doesn't negotiate with self-pity. It says, this is who we are now. Two people fail at the same thing. One says, I'm not built for this, feels shame, withdraws, and confirms the belief. The other says, this is data, adjusts, keeps moving and grows. Same event, different story, different life. Your transformation begins when you stop asking why you're like this and start asking what story you're running. Chapter 2. Attention is destiny. You become what you stare at. Your life is shaped by what you pay attention to, whether you choose it or not. Attention is the steering wheel of your mind. If you stare at what's wrong, you feel powerless. If you stare at comparison, you feel behind. If you stare at fear, you build a life designed to avoid pain. But if you stare at your mission, standards rise. If you stare at your next action, momentum grows. If you stare at your values, you become dangerous in the best way. Your brain is an algorithm. Whatever you feed it becomes the default. Feed it outrage and you become reactive. Feed it comparison and you become insecure. Feed it chaos and you become scattered. Feed it discipline and you become steady. You don't see reality. You see what your brain filters as important. If you believe people can't be trusted, you'll notice betrayal everywhere. If you believe you're capable, you'll notice opportunity everywhere. Same world, different filter. Environment beats willpower. Willpower is fragile. Environment is decisive. Stop trying to be strong in places designed to make you weak. Protect your mind like a kingdom. A champion doesn't try to focus in chaos. They change the environment. Your transformation needs the same thing. Chapter 3. Belief Surgery. Rewrite the stories that run you. Most people don't fail from lack of talent. They fail from beliefs they never chose. Beliefs are invisible commands. They decide what you attempt, what you tolerate, and what you avoid. Many of your beliefs were installed by someone else. A parent, a teacher, a moment you misunderstood. Beliefs are often borrowed, not true. One failure became, I'm not capable. One rejection became, I'm unlovable. One criticism became, I should stay quiet. That's not truth. That's a wound writing rules. Beliefs persist because they reward you. I can't change rewards comfort. I'm not ready rewards delay. I'm anxious rewards avoidance. To remove a belief, replace its reward. A repeated thought becomes a belief. A protected belief becomes identity. Identity creates lifestyle. Change the belief, change the trajectory. It's never too late. That's a comparison spell, not a fact. Beliefs change through evidence, not wishing. Chapter 4. Emotional dominance. Feel everything, obey nothing. Your emotions are powerful signals, but terrible leaders. I feel tired, so I stop. I feel afraid, so I avoid. I feel insecure, so I shrink. That's emotional dictatorship. Emotions are body states. They rise and fall like weather. Most suffering isn't emotion, it's the story you attach to it. Avoidance trains fear. Courage is built through behavior. You don't eliminate fear, you stop obeying it. Chapter 5. Execution Psychology. Habits that make change inevitable. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Motivation is unreliable. Systems are loyal. If you act only when you feel like it, your life depends on mood. Small actions win. 5 minutes. 1 page. 1 set. One step. Consistency builds identity. You don't become new overnight, you become new through repetition. Chapter 6. Total change integration. Become the person who never goes back. Real transformation isn't a glow up. It's a takeover of your inner world. You don't arrive. You maintain. Values hold you when motivation dies. Your future self must become your present standard. Relapse is feedback, not failure. Integration means cutting the rope to the old self. You don't try to be different, you become different. Final chapter, the 6 keys. 1. Transformation. You learn that thoughts aren't facts, that attention is destiny, that beliefs shape identity, that emotions don't get to lead, that systems beat motivation, that integration locks it all in. This isn't self-help, this is self-command. Your mind is either your weapon or your cage. Transformation isn't one decision. It's thousands made by one identity. Audit your thoughts, protect your attention, replace beliefs with proof, move through emotion, build systems, live by a code. Your thoughts are listening, your future is listening. You don't drift anymore. You decide, master your mind and watch your life obey.